Hi everybody, Peter here from Triple G Comics, just here with another quick book review for you. And today I'm talking about Mountainhead. So Mountainhead is a book by John Lees and Ryan Lee. Picked this copy up when I was at Thought Bubble, and John Lee was there and he kindly signed it for me. If you've seen any of my other videos recently, you'll know that I've read a lot of John Lee's stuff in quite a short period of time, really, because I picked up 4 or 5 books from him at Thought Bubble. Absolutely brilliant, really good writer. In fact, I gush about him quite a bit because his writing style and the stuff he writes about is right up my street. Basically horror and monsters and things like that. So picked up Mountainhead, know nothing about it, never heard of it before, and just got stuck straight into it. So starting on the artwork, it's a really interesting art style. I really enjoyed it. Some of the imagery, which I'll put some images up on screen, is absolutely horrific. I just loved it. I got really invested in the characters and in the way that they were shown within the book. The horror elements were horrific, as I've said. There's a couple of scenes where people's skins kind of ripped off and things, or there's the bit where the guy's eyes are pulled out and he's holding them in his hands. Just turns my stomach. Anyway, from an art point of view, I loved it. It's a little bit cartoony, I guess you would say, in some of the character faces and things, but the style really fits the story. And for me, that made the horrific elements stand out even more. So I loved it. The story itself is about basically a young lad who, and again, spoilers, so if you want to read this fresh, please go away and read the book, then come back to the video. The story is about a young lad who it starts off, he's with his father, who's a bit of a conspiracy theorist, a bit of a nut job, who's got him basically breaking into houses and things. And there's this bizarre scene at the very start where the father's telling the son that if people ever come for him, don't worry, I'll not let them take you. I'll put a bullet in your head, as fathers do, you know. Anyway, as the story progresses and it gets into a bit more detail, you discover that basically they're not father and son at all, and this guy has kidnapped the child, and he gets sent back to his real parents in this little mountain town. And that's when it all goes absolutely mental, and you start getting things like little girls smashing rabbits' heads in on the roadside, and you get old ladies hiding in the snow and jumping out naked and stuff. And it basically turns out, again, spoilers, that there's something living in the mountain which is influencing people and turning them into monsters and beasts. And it's the story of how this young lad and his new family basically go up the mountain to get rid of the creature. So what would I say? I would say the story is completely engaging. It kept us going all the way through. Again, I say this a lot, but I couldn't put it down. I was really engaged in the characters, invested in the characters. It's got a lot of gore. It's got a lot of monsters and beasts and things like that. But the thing that really stood out for me was the whole thing about family connection and about this poor kid who's finally found his family, and then turns out some of them are monsters and all the rest of it. There's a bit at the end where there's a bit of a redemption scene for the guy who kidnapped him initially. It's just brilliant. And I have to say, that last issue, there are a few bits in that completely threw us. I'm not going to spoil it completely, but there was a couple of characters who ended their lives quickly that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, really good, really gory, excellent storytelling, really touching stuff about families and relationships, and I just loved it. So that is Mountainhead Volume 1. Again, I don't know if they've done any more of this Mountainhead series, so if you do know, please drop a comment below and let us know, because I would definitely want to pick them up. Brilliant read. Recommend you go out and pick up a copy of this one. Spoke me bloody out. Right, so that's your whack. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time.